Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tousi TV, your global news channel. We come to you guys with some breaking news coming from Gaza. Hamas and Islamic Jihad have now broken the ceasefire with the Israelis and of course the wider so-called peace deal by attacking the Israelis and the IDF soldiers in the Gaza Strip beyond the yellow line. And of course the Israeli Defense Forces have now resumed the clashes. We have the live feed for you guys from the Gaza Strip. You can see slightly to the right of the screen the smoke. Actually, the smoke is everywhere. It's just got slightly dying down in that part. But major attacks now happening and strikes by the Israeli Air Force as well. There is so much to cover here because this is still on a live ongoing development. We're going to get your reaction live on this show as usual, but the latest update that we have is from Israel Katz, the defense minister, who said that we have instructed the IDF to act forcefully against the Hamas terror targets in Gaza. According to the Israeli government, this is not about being a symbolic attack. This isn't about sending a message. This is actually about eliminating the threat of Islamists in Gaza. Of course, President Trump and the White House are not too happy about the situation, and the other mediators are also slightly freaking out, especially Turkey, who are now claiming that this could result in genocide. I thought genocide happened over the last 2 years, but according to Turkey, it could happen now. All right, so I'm going to give you guys the latest, the actual update on what's been going on in the last few hours. Hamas violation of ceasefire included an explosion on an IDF engineering vehicle in Rafah. This was an anti-tank attack, with an IED essentially. Multiple IDF casualties have been reported already. Air Force struck the preliminary terror targets in Rafah. As we speak, we've also just received the breaking news that a tunnel infrastructure has been destroyed. This is one of the remaining ones that haven't been completely attacked by the Israelis until now. Sniper attack on Israeli soldiers in Rafah has also been reported. The IDF decided to return fire. This is actually a huge escalation, even compared to your regular conflict that you've had over the last couple of years. Ongoing exchanges are still happening towards the south, despite the so-called ceasefire. Now, 2 armed Palestinians who crossed the yellow line. Of course, the yellow line is the area where the IDF have withdrawn towards from the center of the Gaza Strip. The 2 Palestinians armed crossed the yellow line. They have now been eliminated by the security, the IDF. This is near Jabalia. The Prime Minister Netanyahu is holding a security meeting with the ministers and the IDF. Now, the National Security Minister is now calling to directly resume the whole war immediately after these violations. We're going to go show you the video that we have received from the attacks. The IDF have now begun hitting their terror positions in and around Rafah after their troops getting attacked. Let's go.
Oh.
Here we go again. A so-called everlasting peace. I don't think you can ever have peace with Islam, but you can try, I guess. And President Trump tried. The fascinating part about this and everything that's been going on is that we on Tousi TV obviously broke the story over the last couple of days. We were the ones who reported first about the ceasefire being violated. Of course, we had a number of weirdos who obviously flood the channel with the live chat saying this is fake news, nothing is actually happening, Tousi TV is lying, this is the everlasting peace, and the Gazans are not doing anything wrong. Of course, we now have the direct reaction to this. The Israelis are hitting back. Now let me tell you what's going on with the government in Israel. The Prime Minister Netanyahu is now holding an emergency situation assessment following the incident this morning in Rafah. Discussions are now focused on continuing the airstrikes, but possibly scaling back the aid. They're now just waiting for President Trump's approval, which should be coming in the next couple of hours. The issue with the Rafah attack was that the IDF were ambushed, and of course Hamas have a different story. Israel says that Hamas fighters ambushed the Israeli soldiers in Rafah with sniper fire and also RPGs. The soldiers were hit. There have been a number of casualties from the Israeli side. In response, the order came from the top of the IDF, sending the Israeli fighter jets to struck back across the southern city in Rafah. And again, the yellow line that has been created for the IDF to withdraw towards, which they have, could now be scrapped, and the Israeli Defense Forces could regain control of the whole of the Gaza Strip. Now, in terms of the reaction from Hamas, you think that they would be learning from their FAFO, effing around and finding out. No. Mohammed Nazal, a senior Hamas official, has now doubled down in Qatar, saying that we will not disarm. We will maintain control over Gaza's security. This ceasefire is only temporary. A pause to rebuild our strength and regain some breathing room. So this major statement now needs a proper reaction from the following countries: Egypt, Qatar, Turkey, and the United States of America. Now, obviously, Qatar are going to be indirectly backing Mohammed. Turkey are going to stay quiet. Egypt are just going to pretend that, come on guys, why can't everybody be friends? Now we wait for the reaction from the White House, because the official statement from Hamas is that not only they're not going to disarm, which we've kind of known over the last week, but we will regain control. We are just regrouping, we are strengthening, and we just need some breathing space, and we are not going anywhere, as I predicted 9 days ago. So the reaction from the Prime Minister's office in Israel is going to be quite interesting shortly. But this photo is showing Yasser Abu Shabab. Now, Yasser is a Palestinian fighter, is a Gazan, alongside his Popular Forces militants. Now, these guys, these are the Gazan Palestinians who work with Israel. The Israelis are now funding and training them to fight against Hamas in Rafah. Now, obviously, Hamas have spent the last week or so trying to eliminate all these Gazans who are against Hamas, and it's escalating the whole situation in general, but the tribal war in Gaza continues. Now, the Prime Minister's office in Jerusalem says, following the ceasefire violation by Hamas, Prime Minister Netanyahu held consultations with the defense minister and security chiefs and instructed to act forcefully against terror targets in the Gaza Strip. There is also a statement we've now just received from the IDF themselves. Earlier today, terrorists fired anti-tank missiles and opened fire at IDF forces operating to destroy terror infrastructures in the Rafah area in accordance with the terms of the agreement. The IDF began airstrikes by Air Force fighter jets and artillery fire in the Rafah area to remove the threat, destroying several operational tunnels and military buildings where terrorist activities was identified. this is a blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement. The IDF will respond with force. Now, there is a quick update in regard to the remains of the dead hostages as well, which once again proves that the international community didn't really care about the hostages, because a lot of the hostages were not just your Jewish Israelis. You also had British citizens, Americans. You also had, in this case, a Thai farmer who was kidnapped. A Thai farmer has now been identified among the bodies returned by Hamas to Israel. One of the 10 bodies that were returned overnight has been identified as Santhaya Oakarasi, who was a Thai farmer who was working in Israel, and obviously murdered on October the 7th, and then they took the body. He wasn't Israeli, he wasn't a soldier, he was just out in the field working. Of course, Israel has a huge number of legal economic migrants from a number of countries, including Thailand. A lot of people from Thailand work and live in Israel. And this poor guy, farmer, became the victim of Hamas. And again, nothing really from the Thai government, nothing really from the United Nations. They basically wanted you to think that everybody who was targeted were IDF soldiers, and this was just a military operation by Hamas on October 7th. And it's basically fair game. Not really. None of those other countries really cared, apart from the Americans, obviously. None of them really cared when their own citizens were also kidnapped or targeted on that dark day. Now, as we said, the Israelis are funding, arming and training some of the factions in Gaza. 4 anti-Hamas militias in Gaza are now being armed and trained by the Israeli government. They're all protected behind the yellow line. So you can see Ashraf al-Mansi, Rami Halas, Hossam al-Astal and Yasser Abu Shabab. The one at the bottom, that's the one that I showed you the photo. And the whole tribe and the family who have been fighting back against Hamas. The idea is to essentially empower these guys to replace Hamas in Gaza. And Israel got the green light from the White House to go and support these anti-Hamas Gazans to ensure that we just get rid of the imminent threats, which is Hamas and their funders, in Qatar and the Islamic Republic, and of course then deal with these other guys. So that's the current situation with this. There's some more updates coming in. I'm just going to double check live feed. We also did have a live cam from Israel showing some of the remains of the hostages being returned. We'll wait for that to come back. Now, there's a statement from Hamas that we have just received as well. Today, we found the body of one of the occupation prisoners during ongoing search operations, and we will hand it over today if the field conditions allow. See, there's always a condition, of course. Now they're going to use the excuse of the clashes restarting as an excuse not to. So you know what they're doing. It's quite clear what they're doing. They break the ceasefire, they force the IDF to go back in and fight, and then they're going to say, well, we were going to help you find the dead bodies, and now you guys are attacking us. We can't. So we don't have the right field conditions. So that was always going to be their excuse, to buy some time and to stall the whole thing. Anyway, going back to the statement by Hamas, they also said, we confirm that any Zionist escalation will hinder the search, digging, and body retrieval operations. Expected, predicted. Which will delay the occupation's recovery of its dead bodies. If you ask the Islamists, and those who are actually just living, and they've been moving around, the Gazans, I can assure you a lot of them are going to be fed up with these tactics that don't really work. The Islamist tactics don't really work. It's pointless. The thing is, for the Israelis, it's extremely important for them to get their the remains of the dead hostages. It's very important, we get that. But considering that they are dead, they can wait another few days. The priority was obviously all the living hostages. Second priority is to eliminate the imminent threat. That's the main thing right now. But those guys don't get it. They don't really have many cards to play with at this point, Hamas. So they're just going to try and see what they can get out of this. Ivan says in the live chat, they don't know when they are beaten. Well, that's part of the ideology. It's the brainwashing that's been going on since the 7th century, that the victimhood mentality only comes when they are losing. But because they have to trick themselves for centuries and centuries, the ideology of Islam goes with hand in hand with the fact that Islam is strong and stable. We're not weak. We are strong. We are winners. We are going to conquer the world. We're going to convert everybody. But if we are dying because they've been told you're going to get 72 virgin goats, then it's still fine. We're still winning. Even if you kill us, we're still winning. But to manipulate the rest of the world, we're just going to pretend that we are victims. We're going to cry. We're going to film ourselves. Oh no, we are so sad. We are so poor. But in reality, we're actually still winning because we've been brainwashed already thinking that we're going to go to heaven. So this is why a lot of the Western liberal leaders don't know how to deal with these guys, with this dark ideology. They keep falling for the same trap. Thank you, Josh. Now, someone says, you Jews can't even invent weapons. Do you think I'm a Jew? I guess I take it as a compliment, but no. I'm still a Christian, but okay. Also, ethnically, I'm not Jewish. I'm still Persian. The Persian Empire did nothing wrong, for the record. If you're Greek and watching this. Anyway. We got a lot of anti-Semites. It's brilliant. We got this guy, AJ Armin. 2 years after October 7th, Israel, oh, he's a Turk, isn't he? Is the most hated country in the world. Well, you can be proud of that. Again, do you think I'm Israeli? Secondly, no, not much has changed. The people who, around the world, who hated Israel on the 6th of October 2023 are the same people who hate Israel after October the 7th. So that hasn't really changed. And those who say, well, I only realized that Israel is so evil and the Jews are so bad after October 7th. No, these are mostly the young people who just started following the news. They were already, basically, essentially, most of them are left-wing anyway. They were already anti-West, anti our civilization, our biblical values, and this is not some sort of conversion. This is, these are the people who always hated humanity. They prefer death and misery. We prefer life and freedom. Now, we got a couple of people spamming the live chat like nutters. Yeah, if you copy and paste, we will hunt you down. Someone said they're proud Israeli Zionist here. Love it. You got this one as well. WG Gervais. Free Palestine from the Islamic occupation. Yes, do it. Fair Palestine is not a thing, but okay. Yes, free it from the Islamic occupation, but Palestine is not really it's not an entity. But I agree. What else do we have? Oh my God! All right, should we go back to Gaza? The situation over here. I'm just trying to get more update on the feed from Israel as well. All right, hang on, give me a minute. I am extremely dehydrated for some reason. Oh. The Israelis have now just started hitting the central part of Gaza as well. Until now, the operation over the last few hours has been to focus on Rafah, southern part, closer to the border with Egypt. And now we are getting updates that the central part of the Gaza Strip has now been hit. A major underground tunnel infrastructure site in Nusayrat in central Gaza has now been destroyed by the IDF. Now, according to the Gaza Health Ministry, you know where that's going to go. The Gaza Health Ministry, verified by Al Jazeera, I'm not joking by the way, they report that at least 51 have been killed. So this is actually over the last few days overall, because obviously we reported the clashes first. Let's not forget a lot of the people who've been killed in Gaza since the ceasefire started. They were actually killed by Hamas on the streets of Gaza. Now, apparently we should be expecting a statement from the White House very shortly as well. They're not going to be too happy about this. There's also a quick update from the Islamic Republic of Iran. They have now confirmed the Iranian government has executed a man last night. He was accused of spying for Israel. Now, the Iranian media have said that the defendant worked for Mossad and leaked classified material. Now, there have been a lot of Iranians who have been working with Mossad, but doesn't mean all Iranians who hate the regime work with Mossad. So there's this suspect who has been executed now. He could have been working with Israelis, or he might have just been an innocent Iranian who just was protesting against the regime, the Islamic occupation. Okay. What's going on? Kate says, just saw a news alert. They say Hamas is claiming they found another hostage body, and now Hamas is saying, wait, stop, we'll give you another body. Yeah, so yeah, that, I'm guessing you just joined the live stream late, Kate. Yes, we also reported that a few minutes ago. This is the excuse that they're using. They basically say, oh, we've got more bodies, but you know, if the field condition is not right because the Israelis are attacking us. Margaret says, Dear Maya, greetings from Malta. Love Malta. Your channel has become my main source for research at work. Thank you so much for the feedback, Margaret. Oh yeah, Tommy. Tommy is doing great work out in Israel. A brilliant presentation last night saying he will organize Free the West concerts. Oh, God. Hope he will be like Band-Aid, all coordinated on the same day, USA and all Europe. Yeah, he did mention that. So Tommy's loving life right now in Israel, Tommy Robinson. And but of course the left-wing Jews are having a meltdown. Oh, we had so many liberal Jews like, oh, Tommy Robinson doesn't represent Israel. Self-hating weirdos. Same thing with the left in the UK and in the US anyway. Absolutely fascinating creatures. But yeah, Tommy's his tour in Israel is going quite well. He did make a speech last night. Apparently there was another left-wing Israeli who heckled him, but that just makes him even more popular. Amazing. All right. There's a lot of mention in the live chat about the fake book that is the Quran. I don't know why. We also have another one saying Tommy is having a great time. Yeah, oh yeah, he's loving it. The only issue is I don't know how he's going to survive not eating cheeseburgers. That was my struggle in Israel. Finding a cheeseburger is not easy because you still can't mix dairy and meat. You can't have a cheeseburger in Israel. You have to know the right contacts. You have to go to the right places. But I'm like, oh my God, come on! Can I just get a cheeseburger? Just put the cheese, serve the cheese separately, serve the meat separately. I'll put them on together. Oh, it was a very tough journey. But yeah, they also gave him one of these, the snack things, the peanutty things. It's sort of like cheese puffs. He ate it. I did try it as well. A lot of people in Israel love it. I didn't like it. He didn't like it either. It's dry. All right. No. By the way, we are going to imminently, hopefully, over the next few hours, have a quick update on the clown Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, or Keir Stalin, who's going to be lifting the ban on the Jews. Oh wow, guys, great news. We are making slow progress in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The Jews might be freed. So essentially, as you guys know, Israelis have been banned from going to Birmingham to watch their own football team, Maccabi Tel Aviv, to play against Aston Villa and in the Europa League. They've been banned. And the interesting thing is a lot of Israelis are still flying to the UK anyway. We are going to be there, Tousi TV. My good friend Tommy Robinson is going to come with us. And we're going to have a couple of other special guests. We're all going to go to Birmingham. We are going to retake Birmingham. It's funny. People are going to take this out of context. The anti-Western weirdos, the leftists, are going to say, "Oh no, see, Maya Tousi is now inciting violence, occupation of Birmingham." Yeah, so we're going to go. And by that point, I am fairly confident that the ban on Israelis will be lifted by the British government either today or tomorrow, because it's just bad optics. And Keir Starmer has already promised that, so he's going to have to do it. Which means the next challenge is going to be this security for the Tel Aviv fans in Birmingham. That's what we're going to have to be there on the ground to report live. Yeah. What? Someone's shouting. Capital letters. Gaza Health Ministry will soon come up with the news about women and children victims of current clashes. Yes, if they said that, it would be weird, considering that the targets of the Israeli attacks today have been tunnels and military sites, military buildings in Rafah. If women and children are there, the question is, why on earth are they there? Crazy. But yeah, it's a good point though. They're going to say that. The Gaza Health Ministry is going to go to Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is going to go to the BBC. The BBC is going to go to the United Nations. And the United Nations is going to go to the ICJ. And basically the whole world is going to turn against the IDF again. Alright. The smoke has ended. That's the central part, by the way. So the smoke that you saw after we got the update, that kind of confirms. That was the Nusayrat area. But most of the clashes are happening in Rafah, around Rafah. Oh. So, Washington, D.C. have now responded saying that Israel didn't need approval to hit. So this was part of the deal. So a lot of, obviously Hamas went to, as we said earlier, he sent a warning, and they sent a message to the White House saying control the Israelis, because basically Israel is the one that's broken the ceasefire. The White House are now saying that that was already part of the deal. If Hamas attacks Israel, then Israel doesn't need approval to hit back. That's automatically by default. We don't know about the well-being and the conditions of the Israelis who have been hit, especially those with who were hit by the snipers in Gaza and the IED. We have someone who really wants to help support this channel by helping with the algorithm to make sure that we have a bigger reach by watching the channel, leaving comments. He says, "This channel is line mouthpiece for Israel." But thank you so much for commenting, because as I said, the more you watch, continue to watch and leave comments, it helps the algorithm. So you're helping increase the reach of the channel. Thank you. You're basically also helping Israel. So if you're claiming that this channel is a mouthpiece of Israel, then yeah. Fun. Gavin says Sahar TV will be a great guest. I literally just had Sahar TV on 2 days ago. I'm not going to bring Sahar TV on every day. That would be insane. He's got his own channel. Go watch his channel. It's great. I'm not going to steal his subscribers. Mike says the Israelis should move all their woke leftist Jews to the Gaza border area. They were there actually. You can bet they will soon shut them out. So there were a lot of left-wing Jews, left-wing Israelis who used to live in Gaza until 2005, 2006. And obviously they were dragged out by Israel. when the two-state solution started 20 years ago. Obviously, the two-state solution didn't last that long. I mean, about 18 years, right? 17 years. The first time they actually tried the two-state solution from 2005, the Gazans decided to elect Hamas to then basically just build an army to attack Israel. So that went well. But yeah, a lot of the left-wing Jews were already in Gaza. And not all of them, obviously, a lot of them. And yeah, to be fair, if Gaza is becoming demilitarized, send all the leftists there. Deport them all to Gaza. Reese says, Israel broke the ceasefire yesterday. Stop lying, Jew shill. They are having a meltdown. The Islamists are having a meltdown, guys. The thing is, when they are typing this, they know it's a lie, right? They're like, well, we're going to have to say it. This is not a good look. It's not a good look. They're just killing the Israelis. Just write it. Israel broke the ceasefire. If you lie to yourself a lot, you're going to believe your own lies. So, Michelle says, I find myself watching Tousi TV more than American news outlets. Do you know why? Despite the fact that YouTube still has ads that comes up every once in a while, wasting like three seconds, you can skip it. We're still better than the US news networks because every time I go to the US and I watch any channel, there's some sort of advert every 5 minutes. What is the obsession? Just let the news go. Every time you want to watch something. So in the UK, we have the tradition, commercially speaking, if you watch, for example, an episode of a sitcom, like Friends, my millennial age is coming out, Friends, which is about 25 minutes, right? 22, 25 minutes. In the UK, they show the first 12 minutes, 10 minutes, then they put an ad, and then that's it. And then you watch the rest of it and it's finished. In the US, you got 3 or 4 ads. One is, so the show starts, that first 30 seconds, the intro, they put an ad there. They go to commercial, then they come back, and then after 10, 15 minutes, they go to adverts again, and then they come back. And then at the end of the show, just before that final minute, they go to the adverts, and then they come back. And every single time, it's like 10 minutes of adverts. And it's just, they just sell Viagra on US TVs. Oh dear. Anyway, so that's why you probably watch Tousi TV more. Let's see what the Americans say in the live chat now. O2C, never watch the mainstream media in America, never. Yeah, no, to be fair, I can only tolerate Fox News, just about. But only some of the shows on Fox News, not all of them. Yeah, America doesn't watch mainstream news much either. Yeah, it's a waste anyway. News stations run 24 hours. We can go on 5 minutes of commercial. Yeah, 5 minutes is fine, but not 5 minutes every 10 minutes. It's completely insane. Also, there's a very good point here. It says, no ads with YouTube Premium. I pay $29 a month. Yeah. Also, you know what else is ad-free, which is very good if you don't like ads? Tousi TV Plus, of course. You can join Tousi TV Plus. You get full access to our streaming platform by scanning the QR code or going on tousi.tv. If you're enjoying the content, if you find this channel informative, then you can get access to all our documentaries, uncensored shows, chat forum, podcast, original series. There's a few other things coming up soon as well. All of them ad-free. And you can also download the Tousi TV app from your app stores today to get access to all that. And yes, you get 1 month free if you join as an annual subscriber. And it's even cheaper than YouTube Premium. It's actually cheaper than but high quality, value for money, but cheaper than Netflix, Daily Wire, Daily Wire Plus, and all the other competitors. Anyway, we are going to take a short break and come back. I think we'll come back in about an hour or so, hopefully, because in about 2 hours' time, we have Liverpool and Man United, which means I'm going to be crying after the game. We're probably going to lose to Liverpool. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Maya Tousi, and we are the media.